Welcome to day 11 in our 21-day yoga journey together. So lovely to have you here again. You should be so proud of yourself for making it here past day 10. We're halfway through this journey. So amazing. So today we are working on some flexibility. Working on extension of the hamstrings, inner thighs, working on staying adaptable. So lots of different offerings as far as props today. You could grab a strap or a belt or a scarf, anything that you have at home. And then as always, I have my trusty blocks nearby. So if you'd like to use those for your practice, I invite you to grab those now. And we are starting on our backs with the strap. So let's meet in Shavasana. Landing in your shape on your back. Legs could be long. You could also bring the soles of the feet to the floor. And for a few breaths, arriving on your mat halfway through this journey. It's a big deal. Continue to show up for yourself. Continue to explore and dive into this beautiful practice. So thank yourself and acknowledge yourself for that. And tuning into your space now, notice the energy around you. How is your breath moving today? How does your body feel today? Just taking all of that in. No judgment, only noticing. Because however you've shown up today is just as you are meant to be. All right, and grabbing onto your strap. If you don't have any of those props, if you don't have a strap or a belt or a scarf, absolutely no problem. You can certainly do this without. Let's actually start with knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. You'll take the strap into the arch of your right foot. Again, if you don't have one, you can certainly just hold onto the leg. And then extend the right heel away from you, flexing into your toes. And then maybe even inviting some flexion of the ankle. So pointing into the foot and then flexing into the foot and just tuning into the hamstrings today. How are they feeling at this point in your day? If it is a morning practice for you, just being gentle on those hamstrings. Good. And then for the last few breaths, let's hold that dorsiflexion of the foot and perhaps extending the left leg long, maybe flexing into the left leg or the left ankle as well. Keeping the shoulders rooted to the floor. Again, just breathing some space into the back of the leg. Notice if the shoulders really want to roll up off of the floor. See if you can keep them soft, especially if you do have the strap. One more breath. Softening that knee down now. Let's bring the sole of the right foot to the floor and the sole of the left foot to the floor. We'll switch sides right away. So keep taking the strap into the arch of the left foot. Take a breath in. And then on your breath out, extend that leg long. So again, if you'd like to invite some movement into the foot, you could point and flex the ankle. Might feel totally different on this side. You'll notice that one leg might have a little bit more space. Good. Let's pause in that flex and then perhaps extending the right leg long. You could absolutely keep it bent on the floor as well. So if you've got hold of the leg, the shin, again, if you find yourself really rolling up off of the floor, just ease back and bring the hands a little bit lower. The beauty of having the strap or a scarf or a belt is it just acts as an extension of the arms, so you really can allow the shoulders to stay rooted to your mat, keeping the alignment of the spine. One more breath. Good, and then slowly bend into that knee. We'll take the strap off to the side. We will use it a little bit later in our practice. And then our next meeting place is child's pose, Balasana. You could rock and roll up and down your spine. You could roll off to one side and then press yourself up. In child's pose, arms forward. Arms could certainly sweep back, heavy through your hips. And so as I mentioned before, this particular practice is about flexibility and adaptability. So please feel free to move through each shape as it works best for you. Play with different variations and options. I'll try to offer as much as I possibly can. Don't be afraid to use your props. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Extending through the fingertips now, pull yourself forward into a tabletop shape. Let's meet in downward facing dog. And so you might already feel a little bit more open through the hamstrings after that stretch with the strap. Maybe you pedal through the heels a few times before landing in some stillness. Wrapping the triceps and the armpits forward. Good. Look forward towards the top of the mat and take as many steps as you need to come into a forward fold. Feet could be together, feet could be apart. Allowing your body to drape over the legs, heavy through the crown of your head. Bend into your knees and roll yourself up, maybe walking your hands up to the tops of the thighs for a little bit of extra support. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Pull your palms together in front of your heart center. Have a beautiful practice. Breathe in, reach up, look up. Exhale to fold forward. Palms could come together. You could open the arms out to the sides. Halfway lift on your inhale. This might be a good place for your blocks or maybe hands on your shins. Exhale to fold forward. Do one more like that. Inhale, lift halfway up. And exhale to fold. Let's step back, find a high plank. Ground down through the palms and press the mat away from you. As always, option to keep those knees up. Option to tap your knees down. Wherever you are, legs are strong. Breathe in. Exhale, lowering yourself all the way down onto your belly. Extend your toes back behind you. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale to lower. Do that one more time. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lowering down. Tuck your toes, press through your tabletop. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Finding that connection to your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, sweep your right heel high up. Exhale, step through to warrior one stance. So bringing that left heel down. Floating the fingertips all the way forward and up. Land in the lunge. Opening up through the arms, through the chest. Beautiful. And feeling that same sort of stretch across the back of the left hamstring. Just in a different relationship to gravity, different position, but still getting that opening across the back of the leg. Good. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, let's open it up to warrior two. Take as much time as you need to land in this shape, pressing into the outer edge of the left foot as you extend across the body. Good. On your next inhale, lengthen the front leg and reach forward on your exhale, Trikonasana. Finding maybe a block underneath the right palm. Opening up across the chest, lifting the left arm up. You could even take that left hand to your hip. Pressing into the feet as you lift up out of the waist. Good. Next breath in, reach that left arm up overhead. And then on your exhale, let's sweep the left fingertips down and find a wide-legged forward fold. So pivot your right toes towards that long edge of your mat. You might take your block underneath the hands. Maybe you've got some space to bring the hands all the way down. Wide-legged forward fold, reaching the crown of your head forward and down so the cervical spine, the back of the neck stays long. Maybe play with sending a little bit more weight towards your toes for one more breath. Good. All right, coming back up onto fingertips now. Turn your toes out towards those top corners of your mat. We'll come into Skandasana. And so bend into your left leg. So you'll bend into that left knee there and send your hips over towards the left heel. Now, this might be a place where you use one of your blocks. This might be enough of an opening for you here. You might hinge into that left leg a little bit more. Again, that block could rest underneath the hips, flexing into the right leg. Skandasana, hands could stay on the floor. Maybe you have the stability to bring palms in front of your heart center. Maybe those hips are floating. Feeling that length across the inner thighs for one more breath. Good. And then plant the palms down, maybe shift the block out of the way. You'll walk your hands through center, come back towards the top of your mat, framing your right foot. Let's step it back into a high plank. You have the option to flow here. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale to baby cobra or maybe upward facing dog, strong legs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reconnect to your breath. And plugging into your right foot this time, inhale, sweep the left heel high. Exhale to warrior one. Step the left foot through, plug the right foot down, and when you're ready, sweep your arms up overhead. Land. Good. I'm going to rotate towards the other side for a moment. Soft through the shoulders. Again, pressing into the outer edge of that right heel. Feel that length across the hamstrings. Take a big breath in. Exhale, let's open it up to warrior two. Nice. Get expansive, energetic across the chest. Land in that lunge. Breathe in, lengthen the front leg. Breathe out, Trikonasana. Pull the left fingertips forward. I brought my block along with me for this side. And then open up, extend across the front of the body. Feel like you're wrapping the right side of your rib cage up and back. Good. And then creating a little bit more space under the left side of the body. Good. Take a breath in, reach that right arm up overhead. On your exhale, sweep those right fingertips down and then crawl your hands forward. Find your wide-legged forward fold once again. Good. Hamstrings probably feeling quite open now. You've done some work for them. Good. Okay, pivoting the toes once again towards the top corners of the long edge of your mat. And then this time you'll hinge into the right knee. So again, this side lunge here might be enough for you. You could keep playing with dropping the hips a little bit further. You could play with the placement of a block underneath the hips just to support the joints a little bit more. Stay active through that opposite leg and opposite ankle. Maybe you play with floating arms forward today. Maybe hands towards your heart center. You could keep the hands on the floor. See if you can get a little bit longer through the spine for one more breath. Good. All right, then you'll crawl your hands through center and frame your left foot at the top of your mat. And plant your palms down, take a step back into your high plank, option to flow, or as always, you can skip it and come into downward facing dog. Your breath, as always, is your guide. Full breath in, full breath out. Good. Walking your hands back towards your toes this time. Find a forward fold at the back of the mat. And then bend into your knees and roll yourself up. Stack your spine. Moving into mountain pose, Tadasana. We meet again. All right. Grab onto that strap or belt or scarf if you've got one. And we're going to play with some balancing. All right. Step into the strap with your left foot. So taking that strap to the arch of the foot. Again, this can be done without the strap. Hands could come to your hips. You find your balance. Bend your left knee. Good. You could stay here working on that balance or take a breath in. On your exhale, kick the left heel away from you. Good. So maybe that knee stays bent. Maybe if you don't have a strap, but you have the space to extend, you could hook your big toes with your peace fingers and extend forward, holding on to the toes. Wherever you are, wrap the left side of your hip crease back. Stay tall through the spine. Beautiful. One more breath. Good. And then release. Coming back to meet in mountain pose. Tadasana, land. Let's do the same thing on the second set. So I'll show with the strap this time. I'm taking the arch of the foot into your strap, the right foot. And let's start nice and tall with that knee bent, active through the right foot. Breathe in. Exhale, extend the right heel forward. So you'll also find a little bit of resistance that you get with that strap. So you might be recruiting the biceps in here to help with that stability. Good. Find your gaze, land it somewhere that helps you to balance. Can you get a little bit taller through the spine? Good. One more breath. Beautiful. Release the leg down. And then you can drop the strap off to the side. We'll use it for one more shape as we move down to the floor. Find your mountain pose. Tadasana. Let's flow. Inhale, reach up, look up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to fold Uttanasana. Lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, long spine. Exhale, fold. Crawl your hands forward, find your downward facing dog. Take a breath in, high plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Glide your chest forward. Knees can be down or up. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Coming through to a seat, you could tap the knees down, you could walk, you could step through, crossing at the ankles. Good. All right. One more opportunity to use your strap. We're moving into a forward fold. Again, you don't have to use a strap. If you have one and you'd like to try it, let's take the strap to the arches of the feet. The legs could be bent a lot, a little. Maybe you have the space to take the legs long. And starting with a nice tall spine here. Breathe in. On your exhale, gently pull onto that strap. If you have your hands on your legs, totally fine. You can kind of just use that as a little bit of resistance. Maybe you have this space to go a little bit further and grab the ankles. So just working with your breath. Inhales, getting a little bit longer. Exhales, maybe even opening those elbows out. You might even walk your hands down the strap a little bit further. Good. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. I certainly have the tendency to lift my chin here, so I always have to kind of check in with that. Maybe you're like me. One more big breath in. Big breath out to fold. And then let's make this really passive here. Release the strap, release any grip. Let go of the feet, the legs, the forehead. Fold forward. Good. Just allowing the spine to release. And then bringing your palms next to the hips. And pressing yourself all the way up. Good. All right, let's make our way onto our back for one more shape before we land. Bringing your heels close to your hips. And set yourself up for an active bridge pose. Palms ground down. Press into your big toe mounds. Breathe in. On your exhale, send your hips up towards the ceiling. Maybe walking the hands underneath you, interlacing your fingers, walking your shoulders under your body, pressing the knees forward, reaching your heart space back, extending across the front of the body, feeling that opening across the hips. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Lower the hips down and bring your spine to the floor. Good. If you want to take any other shape, maybe it's happy baby. If there's anything else that your body is craving before you land in your final resting shape, please feel free to take that. You could walk your feet out towards the edges of your mat and let your knees fall in towards one another. You could extend the legs long and come into Shavasana. So the legs extended but soft. And take a few moments to set up that final resting shape for yourself. And then observe a few deep breaths. Before allowing yourself to come back to a breath that just feels natural and effortless. You've made it halfway through this journey. You have been flexible and continue to adapt to your needs in the moment. So I acknowledge you for that and know that it's not easy. So definitely give yourself a pat on the back for making it this far. I acknowledge you, I honor you, and I thank you so much for practicing with me today. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.